and the true leaders in mental health access. Tonight, we're all here together to focus on what remains one of the most pressing issues of our time.
To push this control aspect that he and Meghan want to do. They want to control the narrative. They want to control what's put out in the media. They want to have full control of the propaganda. They don't like negative reporting.
About how to embrace technology's benefits while safeguarding against its dangers. And that hopeful intention of separation is rapidly.
It's chaos in couture. Picture this, a Manhattan penthouse pulsing with tension so thick, even the perfume feels uneasy. Meghan Markle's team races against headlines, stylists darting, hairdryers howling, assistants murmuring like one wrong command could end it all. But this isn't mere glamour prep, it's crisis control in disguise. Every shade, every shimmer, every move is strategy. Tonight isn't just another appearance, it's the Sussexes' attempt at revival. And everyone knows, if this night fails, the fallout will right itself.
Completely checked out, Dan. Even I was shocked to see how much that he just wasn't even play acting.
Before New York came Paris, the city of light, love, and, for Meghan, humiliation. She arrived ready to reclaim her It Girl crown, armed with royal glamour, Balenciaga front row, flashing cameras, her chin high like she owned the runway. But the moment she entered, the mood shifted. Smiles stiffened, whispers froze. It wasn't admiration, it was frost. Paris didn't welcome Meghan with applause. It met her with a silent, collective eye roll.
Body language. My God, no amount of PR spin is going to deal with that.
Control, Meghan's favorite accessory, had slipped through her manicured hands. In her world, image isn't just everything, it's the only thing. Harry, meanwhile, looked spent, like a man too tired to fight a story the world had stopped reading. The once golden couple, the Duke and Duchess who once held the globe's attention, were now quietly fading from the very spotlight they once commanded. Not through scandal or royal drama, but through silence, the cruelest ending of all. Fame doesn't always collapse. Sometimes it just fades until no one's listening. As whispers replaced applause, the truth became clear. Even royalty can't outrun relevance. Once, a jet was their throne, their symbol, their stage. But tonight, as engines cooled and cameras turned away, the Sussexes learned the harshest lesson of fame. The higher you soar, the harder it hits when the world decides you've had enough airtime.
These two women talking, Dame Kristen Scott Thomas is one of these women. Kristen Scott Thomas refuses to make eye contact with her, so Meghan shifts her attention to the...
And then came the whispers. Cold, cutting. Word spread that Meghan's dress wasn't custom, but borrowed. Tags still dangling. In fashion, that's not a mistake, it's a message. Custom means you belong. Borrowed means you're lucky to attend. She smiled for the cameras, every angle flawless, masking the panic beneath. The room no longer admired her, it merely endured her. Paris didn't bruise her ego, it froze her out. And when she flew back to the States, she carried not buzz, but frostbite. Yet just as Paris hit its coldest note, Meghan made a move that shocked everyone. She appeared where she never should have been, the Pont de l'Alma tunnel.
None of it. He walked ahead of her. He let him shake the gentleman's hand first. He didn't look back at her. Yes, he did put his arm around.
Yes, that tunnel, the one forever shadowed by Princess Diana's final moments. Her team claimed it was coincidence that Meghan didn't know, but Paris doesn't do coincidences, and neither does she. Every move is rehearsed, camera ready. Passing through that tunnel wasn't chance, it was symbolism posing as spontaneity. Insiders said it was meant to evoke Diana's legacy, to stir emotion. Instead, it sparked doubt. Was she honoring the past or carefully crafting it?
It's a controlled aspect that he and Meghan want to do. They want to control the narrative. They want to control what's put out in the media. They want to have full control of the propaganda. They don't.
When the story broke, social media erupted. She went through the tunnel, became the headline everyone devoured. Every photo from that week suddenly looked different. The Duchess wasn't walking through Paris. She was walking through borrowed history. But the Diana parallel she wanted so badly backfired. The press didn't see grace, they saw imitation. And once that idea caught flame, it consumed everything. By the time she left Paris, the cameras still flashed, but the captions had changed. The glow was gone. The sympathy had vanished. The illusion had cracked.
And the true leaders in mental health access. Tonight, we're all here together to focus on what remains one of the most pressing issues of our time.
After Paris left her image frostbitten, Meghan didn't retreat. She recalculated. When cornered, she strategizes. And what better stage for a comeback than New York City? If Paris froze her out, New York was her chance to thaw the spotlight. The humanitarian awards were sold as charity, but really, it was control. Team Sussex worked like clockwork. Schedules, angles, lighting, every detail scripted. The goal? Headlines that read, "Graceful Duchess returns," not "Paris snub survivor." The plan was simple. Arrive like royalty, speak like virtue, leave like a star. And at its center, the private jet. In Meghan's world, arrivals are theater. Every step off that jet was meant to say, she's still untouchable. But beneath the shimmer, desperation was showing. Team Sussex wasn't chasing relevance anymore. They were pleading for it. New York wasn't elegance. It was damage control draped in designer silk. The stage was ready, cameras poised. Meghan convinced this night would crown her comeback. But New York doesn't play along. That's where the illusion cracked. Her team's request stunned even veteran planners. A fully sponsored private jet, crew, champagne, all on the event's dime. The excuse? Security concerns. Translation, we don't fly commercial. But this wasn't Hollywood. It was a humanitarian gala, honoring people who build schools, not spotlights. When Team Sussex sent that invoice, it struck a nerve. As one insider said, you can't preach compassion while billing for jet fuel. Harry looked drained, like a man who finally realized he couldn't PR his way out anymore. Inside the venue, applause came, soft, distant, polite, but hollow. The couple who once drew global awe now blended into the decor. Elegant, but forgettable. Whispers spread through group chats and back channels like designer perfume, lingering, sharp, a little cruel. In Hollywood, perception is power, and theirs was slipping. Publicists, once eager to be linked with Meghan, were stepping back. Fashion houses stopped offering gowns. Even media outlets that lived off Sussex headlines began to move on. The buzz had shifted from fascination to fatigue. Behind the scenes, insiders were blunt. They've lost their pull. One stylist sniped, "It's giving post-royal burnout." Another added, "New York doesn't reject power, it rejects liabilities." And Meghan? Reportedly furious. Not over logistics, but over what that denial really meant. Power no longer bent to her name. The fashion elite smiled, but their smiles were paper thin. The kind that whisper, "Bless her heart," without sound. Meghan entered believing she was the muse. The room saw only what once was. The true queens of couture barely noticed.
To them, she wasn't the moment, she was the memory of one. And in fashion, darling, yesterday's muse is just another face in the crowd.